Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map which has thrown me somewhat sideways. Now, it's a fantasy map that shines. Shines so much that even though I've made my provisional shortlist for the season finale Map of the Year series, we might have a contender to go onto that list, which means I might have to push one of the maps on the list off of the list. I'm gonna have to give this one an awful lot of thought. You see, it is a little bit special. If you like fantasy maps, if you like things that are a little bit special, and you like this series, then it's about time that you showed your approval. That's right, showing your approval really does get me seen by more people, helps me grow a little bit more every single day, and I thank you all for taking the time. Today's map is Val di Cier by Alianka. That is the thumbnail, and that's probably the worst thing in today's show, the lack of a thumbnail. Let's have a look at the start square. Now, the start square isn't strictly a start square because it is a converted save game, which means that there isn't strictly a start square, but that's where it would be. There's your terrain heights across the entirety of the map, and I must say some very tall peaks in this one. And we're using oil for snow, so the oil is pretty much inaccessible, but lots of forestry and a little bit of fertile land to play with. Off to the workshop. It's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. The theme is a theme mix based on Aguil Vert, and we'll be using the realistic 1.2 LUT. But yes, if you're using the theme mix, you can just tweak it a little bit more. In fact, there's even a saved theme mix for the theme mixer too. Well, it's like one click and you're in. There's a few things. There's lots of things that you like to read. They admit that they do like to write long descriptions, a little bit like me, and information on the hydro dam. Oh, there's a dam. Yes, there's a dam. Be prepared for a dam. Okay, let's start off in the fog. I'll leave the fog switched on just for aesthetic purposes. Don't worry, we won't be out in the fog for too long. Now, that tunnel is the quickest route into the city centre. But we're going to go the long way. We're going to avoid that toll booth and take the scenic, if slightly treacherous, switchbacks up through the mountain. If only, really, to show you, because I can show you a tunnel. But it's a tunnel, you know. The entrance is all right. That's all you really need to see. So we check the exit as well. But we got these lovely switchbacks and they are done really nicely. Got a nice glacial lake there on the right hand side too. Still right off in the fog. We don't need to be going to any level of detail out here in the fog, and yet it is of the highest order. Going again up another switchback here and get around here, a little bend through a little valley through there. Valley like a crack in the mountains. And then we're kind of coming out of the fog now, which is nice. You'll see another long switchback down there, which I'm not going to follow, but look at the mountains. Look at how realistic they feel. This is exceptional work if you like mountains. Down here we've got a little bit of a tunnel, and we've got a little bit of a transition then as we come down, exit down here into the non-snowy parts of the map, which is really quite nice as well. Okay, let's see where this is going to take us. Down to the left, it's all high quality road laying. Look at this. A lot of this could have been really jinky janky and bumping all over the place. You might have a small grumble about the textures along the edge of the road. That would be possibly an aesthetic issue for some of you. I don't have a big problem with it. I look at that as sort of like weeds running down the side of the road. It doesn't really bother me, but I can see how it might jut for a few of you along the edges of the roads. On the grass areas, obviously not so much in the snow. Coming down into the forests, and we've been over the highway, a little round to the roundabout, nicely detailed roundabout, pretty cool indeed. Now you may notice here we have a road that breaks off, as we can see toll gates there. Come down this road to take us down to an industrial area. I think it's an industrial area because we have got, sing it with me, everybody's favourite factory. So yeah, industrial area. So we've got a lot of trucks coming up this road here. A lot of trucks are bending around that way up to the roundabout, and then they can choose between going through the toll booths to go onto the highway and take the shortcut through the mountain, or they can avoid the toll booths and take the mountain route. I think that's a nice double option. You don't actually have to pay your toll, but you have to go the long way. Then we have got some really nice road working again, and across this way again, the mountains in the distance look phenomenal. Remember, the mountains are looking phenomenal. When I have a little moan about something later on, I want you to contrast and compare. Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, tunnel out the tunnel over here into the forest. Interesting, nice little bit of detailing, or lack of even, here, which is some sort of either rock fall or clearance or glacier fall or something. I think it looks amazing. It looks real, it looks natural, and score points for that one as well. Down here so it's a road under rail, that's fine. Tunnel emerges over here, so we go tunnel, and then we go bridge, and again very slick as well, and again more possible screenshots, beautiful. And then we go tunnel again, then we emerge from the tunnel and we go bridge. This is good, isn't it? Are you following? Yeah, hopefully you're following. Then we got another bridge, again all perfect bridge. These are vanilla, of course, so no custom bridges to muck around with. We have got a lovely intersection series going on here as well, and again done to the highest standard. No road glitching at all, very slickly done. And there you got toll booths again to get you down off of the highway. And then take a little left here, and we're head down towards the start square now. Not really a start square, obviously. I've mentioned already to you guys that this is a converted save game. It allows you to do some creative constructs actually in the game engine and then to move them across, but it does mean that the 81 tiles are already unlocked when you open up the game, so there isn't actually a start square. You can in theory start anywhere, but if you want to kind of pretend that you're playing to the rules, I like pretending I'm a YouTuber sometimes actually, then of course you can do that. Anyway, the road then dips under and emerges out through here into the start square region, where we have a rather delightful bit of detail. Of course, there, another river there, another lovely detailed roundabout there. It's all very clean and tidy. Start square, there you go. And then we've got an asset of the day, and it's a good one. This one is by the old classic creator Senfkorn. So many great assets from Senfkorn. Love all of their work. It's Kurpfalz Residence, and there you got two options with this one. There's a freestanding asset that stands alone, or you got this one which is in two sections, and you can pop the tall bit on top of the low bit, and it looks amazing. Shall we do factoids? Because factoids. Edward VIII, Duke of Windsor, announced his abdication on 10 PM on this day, December the 11th, in 1936. He is the only English king never to have been crowned. And I did not know that. I didn't know he wasn't crowned. I didn't know he wasn't crowned. But anyway, fantastic. Kurpfalz Residence, look at this. Look at this asset. This is quality of the highest degree. Love it. Absolutely love it. It really fits with a great map and a great asset together. Kurpfalz Residence by Senfkorn. That's today's asset of the day. And we'll head back to the highways because we haven't finished them. It's going to be a longer show than normal, this one. I've sped the footage up as fast as I can so that it doesn't drag out to over half an hour. But yes, any faster than this and it would just be whizzing by too much. You wouldn't be able to take in the detail. Round about here, and we've got a couple of options here. We've got a road that bears off to the right that goes to a dirt track. And we've got a road that goes on into this one looks more interesting, doesn't it? This one definitely looks more interesting. We'll go this way. I have no idea where this is going to lead us to. I didn't really plan the route this far. Oh, now this is nice. We've got switchbacks that run over bridges, the dirt road bridges. This is really, really nice. I don't think we've ever seen this done before, again, in a What Map show. So again, always nice to see something new and unique in a map build. Heading out, wonder what's going to be over the crest of this when we finally get to the crest of the mountain. Usually these roads go somewhere, and I want this road to be going somewhere. If it's not going somewhere, it will be a disappointment. Oh, hello. It's the dam. Right, I think we'll have a look at the dam a little bit later on. There's no point going straight to the dam. We haven't had a look at the rail yet, so the dam for later. The rail, pretty slick. Now, there might be some slightly steeper than normal inclines here, but and again, possibly changing elevations in the tunnels, so you've got hidden elevation changes. But honestly, I think most of it, especially when we get into the crystal clear air here away from the fog, seems fine. Eyeball checked anyway. No problems at all with those catenaries, with the portals, where there is normally something going on with those. I do like the way that you actually have the portals at the end of the line as well. That's a very nice touch, and often overlooked by many creators. Following the line through the forests, again, looks amazing. Feels amazing, feels realistic. I got a little elevated section there, and I can't believe that this is a first map build. I've no idea. The creator's profile is set to private, and we've never done Alianka before, so it's the first time on the series, and I've got no way of checking if they've built something before, which makes me think that this is the first map build, because I think I would have reviewed one of their works before. Where's that line gone to? Let's have a little look. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if they're doing maps like this, if they made a map before, we would have reviewed it, surely. Back out here, out for the little rail over road. So yes, it could be my first map, but because I have no evidence of that, you don't get the little sting at the start of the show, and you should have mentioned it, or not have your profile set to private. Anyway, we're nipping back underground again, and this comes out down at the start square. There's your start square, and it dead ends right here, which is now a very good time for that intermission. We'll come back and do the shipping, because there is some shipping.
Want to add a custom hedge maze to your park but don't have the time to build one? Why not try BonBonB's modular hedge maze set? This guide will show you how to select and use the right units. Click the information button below.
And so back to Val di Cier even, I would say, by Alianka. And we have a shipping route that comes in from the edge of the map, just one corner of the map, comes in through a valley, a very, very deep valley, one must say. And we have got room to pop down harbours down here, a little bit of flat land to work with. So yes, if you want to do some shipping, there is the possibility of it. Water flow. Now this is the water that will run down through the start square in case you want to actually be working with the running water. You don't actually have to be though. Yes, there is water flow running through the start square, but we have pre-existing infrastructure as well. On the right hand side you see the power is there, the water is there already in place, so we don't really need it. Let's pull up in a moment, but there you go, just showing you that it does run all the way through the map, which is nice to see. But then we do have we have power there, we have water, and that's coming from, if we go up the line there, up and over the brow of the hill, all the way up to that dam. So the dam is the workhorse of this map, pre-installed infrastructure. So start square, yep, no problem with that. That seems a very workable area, obviously not strictly a start square, but that is the start square, technically speaking. But let's have a look at some of the other stuff, and there's so much other good stuff. We won't be able to see everything. There's just not enough hours in the day. Okay, we could have had a little bit more detailing, you could argue, for this, but I don't feel that this stream really needs it. It works fine on its own. If you're adding more, then great, lovely, but then there's more that can go wrong. This is actually fine on its own. Totally believable water sources, totally believable rivers and mountain streams there. Let's go up into this patch up here. Check this one out. Another one. There you go. Totally believable mountain river coming down through there. And again, just look at the mountains. I have to show you the mountains. Look at how believable these are. Okay, they are crammed into a smaller area. I mean, they are scaled down, but they're just foreboding and immense, and they break up the map in a way that you just can't do that huge grid city, which is great. Up here we have another glacial, love this, a glacial lake. This feels like a completely different area. This isn't the same map here, is it? I love this. The heart loves it. Look at the old logo beating away there. Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. Then we have, if we have a look here, we've got, this is the industrial area I was pointing out. Let's just check, as we have the jetty here. That has been worked really well into the environment as well. I've got no grumbles with that. That's good work also. And again, great aesthetics on this part of the map. Let's have a little look-see round this side. Now, round here, we've got some interesting stuff. Let me show you, first of all, this river here. Again, we've got like a plateau area up here. This is kind of like the land that time forgot up on the plateau that, yeah, just like nobody had explored it for thousands of years. You've seen the film. I'm sure you've seen the film. We've got, again, lovely, believable mountain streams coming down here. Then we've got this interesting one. This is like a dry river. And I think this is by design. Okay, I really do. Because we do have some trees in the actual riverbed, the dry riverbed, but it's clearly drawn out in some sort of sand. And so these trees, if there was water running down here, anywhere else on the map, they would have been taken out of those dry riverbeds. What we have here is a little lake, which I guess in the summer season that will sort of like fill up, and then just a stream will come down this a little. I'm just looking at the terrain lines here just to see whether the river would actually stay within where the river is marked out, because we did have one not so long back that I got criticised quite heavily for not giving all round 5 stars. But I generally feel that the water would stay inside this river. My only, God, it wouldn't be a river, it'd be more of a stream. The only thing that I personally would have done, I can't really mark it down because, to be honest, it would only be a trickle in real life, is I would just move the trees out of the deepest part of the riverbed. So there and there, and move that in, yeah, just out of the edges. It wouldn't matter if they had their toes in the water, that would not be a problem. But yeah, the deepest parts would be, I think, clear. But it's not essential, and that's just a personal preference. I think that still kind of works. And no problems. Anyway, right, so that's all good. That's all good. This part here, I think this is some sort of possible glacial clearing, or former river. I only say former river because if you follow up here, see where it stops at the top here, and then we've still got a little bit of clearance here, but the trees are just thinned out. If you switch on the terrain lines here, though, you'll see that the river would never have followed this path. So I'm not sure why those trees are slightly thinner there. I'm sure I'm missing a trick somewhere. But from here, this does feel like this was some sort of like glacial clearance. So that's nice. And again, you're following the terrain lines. It just makes all the sense in the world. I like that. I just think it's a nice little bit of attention to detail, working with the terrain that you've got and making it work for you. Okay, we've got some great scenes here. I'm thinking thumbnail maybe. Yep, thinking thumbnail. But we can't go to thumbnails just yet because we do need to explore a little bit more. There's still more to see. We haven't had a look at the dam yet, have we? Let's come over here for the dam, right? So first of all, we've got another elevated plateau with waterfall coming up here. Nice buildable area up here you can work with too. And then we have got this dam. It is magnificent. We've got a whole series of these vanilla dams since a certain map the early part of this year, and everybody's been sort of like jumping on the bandwagon, producing I mean exceptional dams. I mean every single one of them has been top drawer. I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. Oh, sorry, pops down there a bit. Let me get onto the roads, maybe a bit easier. So again, we're using the rail bridge pillars here as some sort of structure. Again, it's just superb work using the pillars for something a little bit different from anybody else has ever done in map building. So that's excellent. We've got lovely the walls there as well. The dam is superb, and just this area over here. This is all from, I'm guessing, from that power station. The assets from the power station used to make that looks great. Oh, what a map indeed is. Yeah, great dam and providing power and water to the start square. Or if you can call it the start square, but we're going to call it the start square, just down the hill there. Right, now, the bit, if I'm going to have a bit of a grumble, let me show you this rocky ridge here. Right, so these mountains here, from this position here, those mountains look amazing. But if we move around into the valley on the opposite side, I'm not really feeling this area at all. Now, admittedly, trying to make the entire map look amazing is a tough ask. I mean, it's a lot of great design, but that bank of rock there, with the river just doesn't seem to have any real definition at the bottom of it. I mean, this part here, this isn't 5 stars. And it's quite near the start square. It's quite near in the middle of the map. So I think that is quite a key area for it. I mean, even if you follow the river down this way, it's just a bit nondescript and a bit, I mean, that's kind of 3-star map area. It's nothing really special that way, is it? So if I pull right the way back, most of the rest of the map, this area here doesn't do anything for me, but the rest of the map really, really does. So, right, so when I get to my grading at the end, I just want you to consider that when I get a bit grumpy about one thing, I'm not grumpy. I mean, look over here, look, just all this area here we haven't looked at for building your city on. It's just so much. There's just so much going on. Anyway, what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I will be shocked and appalled if it isn't. Shocked and appalled. Aesthetically. Okay, a lot of this map is 5-star territory. It's bordering that 5th star. I'm going to lose it the 5th star because we do have right at the end of the show, I pointed out that valley, which was just a bit meh, is 3-star-ish and a bit just not of the same. It's not of the same ilk. Very difficult to do the whole map the same standard, but still a very high 4 stars. Good score. Detailing. Do you know what? Apart from the little bit of the ice clearance where I just don't understand where the river wouldn't have gone that way and such like that, I'm going to give it 5 stars across the board. Very nice on detail. Gameplay, I was thinking 5 stars. I think the mountains might be a little bit restrictive on second thoughts, so I'm going 4 stars for gameplay. Still, BonBonB seal of approval. That is an outstanding map. That is a very outstanding map. I just don't really know whether it will fit into my end of year final dozen. If it goes in there, there's going to be a big name, a big creator name pushed off that list. And I don't really want to push the big name creator off the list, but that map might just do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, for joining me for another map in the What's Map series. Another map coming up tomorrow, don't miss it, and an old map on the screen now. And I'll see you tomorrow. You have been very, very welcome.